Okay, it is Saturday, March 4th, and do a little bit of a seed start update and garden update. These are the Roma tomatoes that we transplanted into these cups 2 weeks ago, and they're looking pretty nice. Big and tall and pretty. And these are the Better Boys. And they're still looking good. They're looking pretty big in these cups. I think they still have a little bit more time to be able to stay in them. Hopefully we're looking at maybe being able to transplant these into the garden next weekend. Give the ground a little bit longer to warm up. Today we are getting ready to transplant some of these things we have in flats out. This is the cauliflower, and it needs to go out in the garden. It's starting to not look too great in the flats. Let me get down where I can see what this other stuff is. This, I believe, is broccoli. Yeah, this is broccoli. This is another flat of broccoli. We're definitely going to set these out today. I'll show you what that looks like after we get going on it. This is kohlrabi, cabbage, Georgia collards, kale, red Russian kale, and Siberian kale. Here is a flat of spinach, and come around on this side. Say this is tatsoi, pak choi, kale, Swiss chard, rhubarb red Swiss chard, and 5 collar silver beet Swiss chard. And we're going to set some of it out today too. Alright. Alan has some more onions started in these pots. These are sweet Spanish yellow, Utah jumbo onions, and these are Southport white globe onions. These are the flats that we started the basil in, so it's coming up a little. Ginger still showing no signs of life. The horseradish, however, is coming up good now. There's our spider that lives in the horseradish. And these are the other onions Alan had started in one of those little pots. We went ahead and transplanted them into this raised bed. And they're looking pretty nice. There's Biscuit saying hi. Isn't he sweet? And here's some carrots. These are Danvers carrots. I'm stomping all over the lettuce. These are Danvers carrots planted around the onions in the raised bed. Okay, we're going to go transplant some of the stuff out of the flats, and I'll show you what that looks like when we get finished with that. Thanks. Alright, this is the area we're going to transplant some of the broccoli and cauliflower and different things from those flats. There's nothing in here right now. Just covered with leaves. Waiting to put something in it. And Alan chopped this up a little bit with a hoe here and sprinkled some azomite on it. And we're going to transplant here in just a second. Thanks. Here's our Laura Petalum. Pretty bloom. Come around out here. Laura Petalum. And our forsythia is starting to bloom. And here's the patch of daffodils. They're not in full bloom yet, but they're starting to show out a little bit. Pretty. Have a couple different types in here. So here's our daffodil patch. And Alan has seeded crimson clover in here with the daffodils. And it's starting to come up. You can see it right here really well. The crimson clover. There's a little bit. Some of the daffodils are double bloom. They're really sweet. And then this, I believe, is a surprise lily, but it hasn't done the lily yet. It's just the greenery. We have down here, and I've heard so many different names for these. These I've heard are lily of the valley. I've heard wedding bells, but they're a pretty little delicate little bulb. Pretty curls. There's some more of those. And more of the daffodils. Hopefully they'll bloom out even more by next week. But they're doing really well. Okay. Little yard and garden update.